Hey, big boy. So this is BB. He's a new horse for me to work on. I am at Miller Equine Rehabilitation and Performance in, I guess it's considered North Phoenix, but it's kind of around North Phoenix, Cave Creek, that whole area. Super, super nice facility. Excellent people here. Oh. So if you need your horses looked at, rehabbed, reconditioned, check out Miller Equine and Rehabilitation on Google. All right. So they have a aqua tread, they have the saltwater spa, they have Magna Wave. They've got all kinds of stuff here to help your horses feel better, perform better. Definitely check them out. So this is BB, he's a quarter horse. I've got 4 horses to do here today. I've already done 2, but he's just getting looked at, get a good once over. And then whenever I have a horse to work on at a rehab facility or a performance facility like this, I'll always send a report over to the owner because they're usually not here. And then I'll also send that report over to the facility owner as well, just to make sure that we're all on the same page with what I find and with what they're finding. Creates a really good situation for the horses, and then we can make sure that they're getting exactly what they need between me, between the rider, and between the people doing the rehabilitation. In this case is Chelsea Miller. All right, oh buddy. So you can see that he's a little skittish. I've not worked with him before, so he doesn't know me. He was fine until I moved him over to this other stall. It's a little bit cleaner in here. There's no horse in the stall right now, so there's no food. So he's not easily getting distracted by that. So let's just see what we get with him. Good boy. So with new horses, skittish horses, spooky horses, I always just take my time and just use some nice, comfortable, easy palpation, just so they understand early on that, you know, what I'm doing is there to help them feel good and to help them in general. So he wants to just go in circles, so I'll go ahead and make him complete the circle. There we go. Thank you guys for hopping in the live. Yeah, Jay, thank you for watching the live. If you guys have any questions or comments while I'm working, please feel free to let me know. Love to interact with you while I'm working. Hey, Marcy, good to see you again. I don't usually go live multiple times in one day. I just have a good opportunity today, so glad you could make it in here for my second one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and check his pelvis. Just do a little hula on him just to see if he's comfortable laterally flexing. Right off the bat, just putting my hand on the root of his tail, I can tell that it's kicked off like this. It's kicked off to his right. So I'm gonna really look at that and see if that causes him any discomfort while I'm doing this next thing here, which is just this nice easy, hey buddy, this nice easy hula. Just getting him to laterally flex in his pelvis, come towards me, and then I let it go back, come towards me, and then let it go back. You can see he's really not too bothered. He's got his head down looking for scraps of food that aren't present in this stall. There we go. So that's nice and easy coming towards me. So that's great. Could be an old thing. He could just have some tight muscles back there that are holding the tail off to the side like that. But it's just a good thing to note in case the root of the tail or what's called the sacral apex needs to be adjusted. And then it kind of gives me an idea of what else might be going on in the pelvis, particularly at the SI joints, because the sacrum is shaped like a triangle, right? It's kind of a weak example, but it's got a broad base, right? It's got a broad base at the SI joints here, and then it comes back and it kind of tapers to a point, right? So it tapers here and it tapers here, and it makes this little triangle and this tip. And then at the tip, you have a sacral apex, which is another little triangle that forms right here, and then the tail attaches there. So you could imagine that the end of the tail is my forearm, and it's attaching at the apex of the sacrum, and then you have the sacral base here, and the SI joints would be here and here on these sides. So if the tail is pulled off to the right, like his, right? If the tail is kind of pulled off like that, and he's tied over here, well, then that's going to affect how the SI joints move. So it's a really good idea to see how that sacral apex is positioned and how the tail is positioned to give you an idea of what might be happening at the SI joints. Hello, Joan. Vasanth, India, thank you. And Austria, man, a whole bunch of people in other countries right now. It's awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments as I go along. Awesome, heck yeah. Love getting adjusted, but I'm kind of biased. All right, so I'm gonna check his pelvis on the other side, see if he's just as comfortable laterally flexing to his right as he was to the left. So this is just a general broad, ooh, there's a little release in the lumbar spine just with that little bit of right lateral flexion. So all I'm doing is pulling towards me. I want to pull in the direction of my elbow, right? So I want to pull straight, kind of straight towards my armpit, straight towards my side. And then with my top hand, I'm just evaluating movement. So I can feel the spine flexing and laterally flexing as I do this. And I want to feel that motion all the way up to the withers. And if that feels good, I just go on to the next thing. And that felt great. So I'm going to check flexion with these pressure points. I'm just going to get him to lift his pelvis and lift his back up. You see that? Up, up, up. Beautiful. Beautiful flexion there. He stands nice and still. Head didn't move. Ears didn't move. His lower lip's kind of hanging loose there. So nice and relaxed. That's what I love to see. I'm going to check him in extension, which is bringing that pelvis down and forward. That also looks great. So if he has pain in his SI joints and I hit those pressure points to make him come down and forward into flexion and actually rather into extension, right? So if I do these pressure points here, that's extending the pelvis. So if you can imagine him extending both legs at the same time, like when they jump up off their back feet and they kick, you know, we're doing bilateral extension. That's what I'm checking when I'm hitting those pressure points in extension and making his pelvis come down and forward. But that closes everything down in the low back. Pelvic extension just kind of jams everything close together in that low back, in the lumbar spine and the SI joints. And if there's any inflammation in the lumbar spine or SI joints and you do that, you're gonna get a pain reaction at that time. So whenever you're hitting these pressure points, if you go to my Equine Masterclass, you go to my website and you sign up for my Masterclass and you see how I'm doing the pressure points, it's very important to hit these pelvic extension pressure points very slowly, very gradually, because if there's any pain there and you hit those pressure points, they for sure can kick out and get you. So you just want to go nice and slowly, make sure that they're nice and comfortable before you put any significant pressure through those pressure points. So, and that link is going to be in the description below this video, or you can also just go to sporthorsechiropractic.com and take a look at the link at the top of the page. Oh, hey, big boy. This is a gelding. This is a boy. It's diver's horse. I'm not sure what that means. Hello, Cindy. Welcome back. I think you might have to become one of my moderators, you and Marcy, for that challenge. What therapies can animal chiros do for horses? So anything that doesn't break the skin is pretty much what you can do. As far as chiropractic goes, you have to check the regulations in your state because it varies quite a bit. And in the states that you know that you might think don't have very tight regulations on it, they really do. I mean, Texas and Florida are pretty much the most regulated as far as animal chiropractic goes, which is a surprise, right? So you just got to check your state. But as far as therapies go, really any therapy that doesn't break the skin. So you can't do acupuncture. Acupuncture is breaking the skin and it's considered vet medicine. No picture, but you can hear me. Let's see, let me try to wake it up a little bit. Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Hopefully we're okay. If not, I'm just gonna log out. I'll restart the live and we'll go again. Yay, all right, awesome. Thank you guys. All right, so yeah, we just had a little overheating problem. I don't even think it's that hot today. It might be 100 degrees. But We'll go again. See if we last. All right. Sweet. All right, so I'm going to check his pressure points at his shoulder to evaluate his range of motion in his neck. There we go. Good. All right, so what I want to see is that he comes all the way around and touches where I'm pushing at his shoulder, and that he gets over there the right way. So he's kind of pausing there, so I'm just going to slow down. There we go. He's coming slowly. I'll probably just kind of whip around real quick and touch when he's ready. Let's see. Let's see if he'll come around. Oh. All right, so he doesn't really want to rotate all the way around. Sometimes when you're dealing with horses that are in certain disciplines, like your typical rodeo horse that does team roping or breakaway or stuff like that, these horses are so tough that it's difficult. It can be difficult for you to bother them enough to get them to come around and touch with just a pressure point. And if that's the case, I'll sit there and I'll try for a second, but I don't want to hurt the horse. I don't want to pinch him, too freaking hard. So if he doesn't want to come around and touch, then I'll just do it manually and just see if he has that range of motion or not. But I prefer to get them to come around with the pressure points, because if they do and they come around quickly enough, we can get some really nice releases in the neck. All right. Cindy, do you want to become a moderator for me on this thing? If you don't, that's fine. But, any political comments or any religious comments, we can remove those people. Sweet. All right, I'm going to see how I can do that. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Add as moderator. Sweet. All right, I think we did it. Let's see how that works. That's awesome. You're my first ever moderator on all my platforms, so you're pretty special. All right, let's see how he goes to the left. All right, so we can see he is about the same to both sides, right? He's just, oh, there we go, beautiful. So that's what I was expecting on the other side. When he went about halfway and then he froze up, I was kind of waiting for him to just kind of pause and then wham, and then whip over like he did here. So I'm going to do the other side one more time and see if we get that same response. I've got my microphone on here, so you're not going to hear anything more if I put the phone closer. I'm not after the pops. The pops are just a side effect of an adjustment. I'm really not after them. If I get them, that's great, but if not, I really don't care. I'm not trying to get pops. I'm trying to reestablish proper range of motion. All right. Thanks, Journey. I appreciate that so much. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. So you're going to Life, and I'm so jealous. I would have loved to go to Life or to Sherman, one of the two. When you get there, when you get to Life, if you guys have an animal chiro club, or you want to have me come out and put on a seminar or do a talk for your group, I would absolutely love to do that. So keep that in mind. If you can remember that route, I would love to come out there and do a little talk for you guys. All right, let's see if we can get him to come and touch this side now. He's just really leaning into me there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. And you can see when he finally came around, we got a nice little pop in there, if you guys could hear that. And that's fine. Like, I love to get the pops, but that's just not what I'm after. But they give you a little endorphin release when you get those pops. So you get that big drop, kind of a relief in their posture. It's great. Yeah, you can contact me through my website. There's a contact page on there. You can just send me that form with your info, and we can set something up. You can go to Facebook and send me an instant message, or Instagram. I'm on there as Sport Horse Chiropractic as well. But yeah, it's real easy to find me. You can send me some messages through there. All right, sweet. So range of motion looks good. Let's check his pull and extension. Good boy. There we go. Really good there. All right, so I'm gonna bring him down towards his chest. He's a little tight here, so let's see. Oh, there we go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. That's a good boy. Got a little stink eye on that one, but that's okay. That happens every once in a while. But you can see, look at his lip. Blah, 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 blah. Nice and relaxed. Good boy. That's a good boy. That was beautiful. Hello, Woev. Whoev, whatev. There we go. Whoev, whatev. There we go. Georgia, welcome from Georgia. I have no idea, Marcy. That's a great question. I think you just set moderators, and then, you know, if they come in the live, they automatically have the ability to kick people out. Awesome. Good delete on that daddy comment. I don't mind the daddy comments from women, but if they're daddy comments from guys, you can kick them out. Not into that. There we go. Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna check his front leg, see how he's a bunch of strings stuck in his feet. That's from. Almost like he was stepping in his fly mask or something. Oh, really nice release in that knee there. AKA the ankle, right? Because it's actually, sorry, wow. The wrist, because it's actually a wrist, not a knee. I'll be posting a video about that later. A lot of people call this the knee. Most people call it a knee. And I think it's because they, you know, we say horses have 4 legs, but they don't. This is actually an arm, right? Think about it. This is a shoulder, right? Legs don't have shoulders. Legs don't have elbows, right? So we have shoulder, elbow, knee. No, we've got shoulder, elbow, wrist. And even under x-ray, this sucker looks just like a wrist. Oh, good boy. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. It's even called a carpus in veterinary terminology. Carpus is Latin for wrist. We have a carpus too. This is our carpus. These are metacarpals. These are carpal bones. So we have 5 metacarpals. Meta means change. Carpal means wrist. They're changing from the wrist to the hand. They're cannon bones. This guy and this guy, right? These bones right here. These we call them cannon bones, but those are also metacarpals because they're changing from the wrist to the hand. They actually have 3, but only one is